Hi everybody, Katie Cameron here at Katie's Vlog channel. So sorry I did not make a video yesterday. It was so hot and I was so tired. And I worked a 8-hour shift, full 8-hour shift with a half-hour lunch break yesterday door dashing. But today I am I'm trying to make a video post every day on my channel and short post every day to monetize my channel quicker. Because I really want to get monetized. I really do, on YouTube, either through this channel or through my Veil 2 Artistry channel, which hasn't been very successful because I only have, well, it is a little bit. It's a small channel. I only have 126 subscribers, but I only post my art there, and I don't post every day. And I've been hearing all over YouTube land that if you post every day, that eventually you'll get monetized quicker, because then you can pay for ads and sponsors, and then that gets your stuff out there. So anyways, I'm actually sitting in the parking lot of my plastic surgeon, Dr. Lung, L-U-O-N-G, of Lung Plastic Surgery, as a follow-up because she left a suture in my stomach. And she probably thought she got it, but she didn't, because there's so many of them that she had to go through, from my breast to my left breast to my my belly area. Long story short, I'm a recent breast cancer survivor of 3 years. Actually 4 years. I was diagnosed in October 2022 of stage 2 grade 1 ductal invasive carcinoma. It was hereditary. My mom had it, my auntie had it, a couple of her cousins had it. So anyways, and it's coming into my generation of the family. So I had a very favorable cancer, considering cancer. And even though it was the size of an egg when they found it, and it was in my small breast, and the only reason why I felt like I needed to go, I didn't have any symptoms other than my boobs started growing, and I'm like, I'm 49 years old. I'm 52 now, so at that time I was 49 when I was diagnosed. I was like, why is my boob growing? There's no reason for it to be growing. So I felt like I needed to get a mammogram, and at that time I had a permanent job, and I had my health insurance. So I went, and something just urged me to go. Like, your body knows when something's wrong, you know, your body knows when it needs to be taken care of in some way, shape, or form. And I had not had a mammogram in 5 years, mind you, because I had not had adequate health insurance, because I was a temp contractor for, you know, many years before then. From 2017 until then, I was temporary contact worker, like working from temp agencies, and, you know, that whole shebang. But anyways, I went and I was diagnosed October 3rd, and yeah, it was pretty devastating. But at the same time, my oncologist from Burnsville, Minnesota Oncology, great place, encouraged me that I didn't need a mastectomy, that I had a favorable cancer. I didn't even need chemo, thankfully. So I had a lumpectomy and then a margin scraping surgery, which is they go in and then they clean out the margins in the areas that they might have missed, because it was so close to my nipple area and they didn't want me to lose my nipples. So TMI, sorry. But we're talking about breast cancer, so we're going to be talking about breasts and nipples. I hope YouTube doesn't demonetize me for that. Anyways, so if it does, then I'll, you know, blank it out in the remake of my video. So long story short, I had a margin scraping surgery, I had a lumpectomy, reverse that the other way around. I had 20 radiation treatments, which still knocked me on the ass for a year. Couldn't do nothing for a year. I mean, except for my art, basically. And and I had 4 fat grafting reconstruction symmetry surgeries. So I had everything. It's just the tumor took out half of my breast, literally, and it was already the smaller one. So most women have asymmetrical breasts. It's just hereditary. Anyone that does have symmetry breasts, natural, kudos to you. You have great genetics. But very rarely are women perfectly symmetrical. But I was really asymmetrical because I have triple curve scoliosis too. I have 3 curves in my back, side to side curves, and I'll talk about that in another video. So anyways, they look amazing. I mean, they're I'm not wearing a bra, and you can't tell really. Whereas before, you'd be able to tell, like, big time. And I used to be very self-conscious about wearing shirts like this, because my right breast would just be dangling about, and the other one would just be stiff as a board. Now they're both dangling about. So I gotta be funny, you know, when you're talking about stuff like this, you gotta have a sense of humor. And I had a sense of humor the whole way through. I was like, man, I'm getting a free boob job. Which is true. I got everything paid for through health insurance because it was medical necessity. It was part of my cancer treatments, and I guess I had to survive cancer in order to get a boob job. And the funny thing is when she did look at my breasts, she did say that I would have gotten this paid for anyways, even if I didn't have breast cancer. So I'm like, man, I wish I would have known that 20 years ago. Because I was so asymmetrical because of my scoliosis. I'm still a little asymmetrical. They're not perfect, and I didn't want them to be because they would look unnatural. So basically, they took fat from my other breast and put it into my left breast, which is my cancer breast, and then from my stomach to my left breast, because they had to put a lot of fat in there in order to make it even look symmetrical. I mean, that's how small it was. That's how much the tumor took out of my breast, and how small it was symmetrically anyways. So I'm sitting here in the doctor's office, at the doctor's office. I'm about 20 minutes early, so I can make about a 15-minute video. And because I never know, in the summertime in Minnesota, construction is awful. It's in some of the main highways and byways are closed for the summer. So I never know from one day to the next how long it's going to take me to get from one place to another. And don't even get me started about dashing. I mean, oh my goodness. But it's not too bad. I love my job, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. But yeah, so that's kind of my long story short of recovering from breast cancer, and I'm one of the lucky ones that got to. So I'm very grateful for my life. I'm this is going to be a little bit about my life after recovering from breast cancer. What it's like, it really does change you. And it's funny because I've had chronic health conditions my whole life. I mean, from triple curve scoliosis, from the time I was 9 years old, dealing with that. You'd think that has changed my outlook in life too, because it's made me accept the fact that I'm always going to be different, and I'm always going to be unique, and I'm going to be picked on a lot in my life and made fun of because of my looks, and I'm 4'11" and a petite, so I look like a child, and and so I don't get taken seriously a lot in the dating world either. I got a big nose and yellow teeth, which I'm trying to take care of because I smoked so many cigarettes when I was younger. I was a heavy smoker from 17 to 2009. Do the math. I did 2 to 3 packs a day, and I had to quit, because I knew I was either going to get lung cancer or breast cancer or both. So I saved myself from lung cancer, but I still ended up getting breast cancer just because it's genetic. And I knew at some point intelligently, intuitively, I knew I was gonna come up against it at some point in my life. And it's really changed my outlook in life, and the fact that I don't care what I look like anymore. I don't care what other people think about me anymore. I used to be a mess about that. And I'm learning not to let other people control my life, let crazy people control my life anymore. Because I've had to deal with stalkers and crazy people most of my life. Even with neighbors. Aggressively stalking neighbors, which I'm still dealing with now. Thankfully, he's not showing up at my door, or he never has, but he's doing weird mimicky things in the bathroom, which kind of grosses me out. But anyways, that's a whole other video I talked about too. But and yeah, life after breast cancer is different. I mean, and also I went through menopause through that too. So I'm now postmenopausal at 52, which is kind of normal for a lot of women, especially women that have gone through breast cancer. Hormone positive, mine was HER2 positive, PR negative. I can't remember how those goes, but you know the codes, the diagnostic codes. But anyways, it's definitely changed my outlook in life. My boundaries are a lot stronger. I don't tolerate negativity around me because I can't have stress in my life. I also have complex PTSD, and I had a hormone disorder most of my adult life because of severe PMS, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which was also misdiagnosed as bipolar at one point, and had that hanging over my head, with many people trying to accuse me of being that when I'm not, because I'm an artist and creative, and naturally people think you're, but I never had any bipolar symptoms or anything. So but like clockwork, once a month I would turn into a different person. So that's kind of was what they were going off of, and I wasn't diagnosed until 2013 anyways. So but long story short, since menopause and going through breast cancer and all those hormone changes, and my life is calmer. I don't have as many destructive things coming towards me in my life because I'm not allowing them, even if it means being alone, even if it means being isolated, which I am most of the time. I'm alone a lot. I'm learning to accept it and be okay with it, and not let it depress me or you know, make me feel like, oh, I'm never going to have anybody in my life. Who cares if I don't have anybody in my life? I have me. I have God. And God saved me. God has, you know, that's another video I'm going to touch on, that I'm now recommitting myself to God since February this year. And Jesus, because I was in the occult, I was very much into metaphysics and psychics, and addicted to psychics, especially for the last 9 years, spent thousands of dollars on that, and doing spells and spell work and all that kind of stuff. And I got really bad in my 40s with that. I even put love spells on guys that I wanted to date, and that never worked out. And I'm like, gee, I wonder why. And it's changed my outlook on spirituality and life, and I'm not afraid to die anymore. I used to be terrified of dying. Now I'm like, I can't wait. Well, at one point I was suicidal when I was younger, and that's why I ended up in you know, mental hospital and a ward of the state. I was extremely suicidal in my early 20s and late teens. That is also another video. But touching on this point with cancer, breast cancer, I've had a lot in my life, so I know I have a lot to offer people on YouTube, and a lot of wisdom to impart, and a lot of life experience. And so yeah, so I'm sitting here in the parking lot with my air on, and people are probably thinking I'm talking to myself, but I don't care. I'm doing videos. I am on YouTube. I'm trying to make a difference in my little corner of the world for people like me. You know, and like I said, breast cancer just totally changed my whole outlook on life. Like, I stand up for myself more. I protect myself more. I don't let people mess with me like I used to. And I never used to, but I had a hard time standing up for myself and using my voice and not allowing people to mess with me. And now nobody messes with me, except for my neighbor below. But sometimes, but I feel like it's because he knows he can get away with it. What he's doing is bathroom mimicking. Like when I sit on my toilet, flushes the toilet right away. When he hears me running water, then he runs water right after me. When he hears me in my shower, he runs and it's just weird. And then when he's in there, he's making this tapping sound, like he's masturbating. Excuse my language, but that's kind of what it sounds like over me. And knowing that I'm in the bathroom too, it's kind of sick and crazy. But this is what happens when you live in an apartment. But I'm being active, proactive, and I'm looking at moving out. And I'm pretty sure my landlord would let me, no matter where I'm at in my lease, because she knows I've been dealing with crazy neighbors below me. So anyways, and he's not very consistent about it anymore, because I've talked to my landlord about it, left several messages with her and saying that this is what's going on, and it's kind of creeping me out. So before, I would used to just let it get to me. I would just let it fester, and I wouldn't say anything, and I would just let crazy people and aggressively stalkering, abusive people rule over my life. And I've had this happen since I was young, since I was in the back brace, basically. Bullying, a lot of bullying towards me, and heavy bullying. And I don't allow that anymore. Since breast cancer, I will fight for myself. I don't care how crazy people think I am. I don't care how scary people think I am. I will fight for myself to the end. I will fight for my peace and my freedom till the end, because I have the right to have control over my own life. Nobody else has the right to control over my life. Nobody else has the right to control over your life. And that's what I'm here to say, is nobody has the right. Not a crazy person, not a bullying person, not an aggressive, abusive person. Nobody has control over your life like that. And I had to learn that late in life, at 52 years old, through surviving breast cancer. And even if you're the only one standing up for yourself and everybody thinks you're crazy, keep standing up for yourself, because you're the voice for people like me, and we are the voice for the unseen and the unheard and the unvalidated, because there's so many of us out here. There may be a little handful of us, but there are people out here that have a hard time with being heard and seen and validated properly, and being treated properly, when they don't do any provoking. They don't provoke people to be mistreated. And I'm one of them. So I have to be a voice for people like me. And that's surviving breast cancer has really, and I've survived some pretty horrible, horrific things in life. And I finally feel like at 52 years old, I'm getting a break. I'm able, and I've been sleeping a lot. Let me tell you, I've been resting a lot. And I'm ready for the next phase of my life. I'm ready for it. So anyways, I'm sitting at Dr. Lung Plastic Surgery, and I'm waiting for my appointment to get my suture removed, because I thought sometimes they fall out of your skin, and this one didn't, and it was still stuck in my skin. And so I tried to cut it out, and it just wasn't working for me. So this has happened before, and it's quite common with plastic surgery. And I'm very grateful for this doctor. She's a skin artist. I call her a skin artist. I know that sounds kind of Ed Gein-ish, kind of creepy, but she is. She's given me new confidence in my life, and I haven't had that in a while. I have confidence. I think I'm pretty. I think I'm attractive, but a lot of other people have told me I'm not. So, throughout my life, and have treated me weird. Like, they treat me like I'm a leper sometimes, and I don't know why. And then there's psychos like my neighbors that stalk me for till no end, because I want nothing to do with them. It's kind of a weird paradox there, but that'll be another video. Anyways, so you guys have a great day till my next video. I'm gonna make another short here soon, that's kind of reflecting off of this video. Maybe even just turn it into a short too. So I appreciate you guys, my 3 subscribers. Please subscribe to my channel. I need to get this channel monetized. I need to start making money on YouTube because I'm a full-time dasher. It's what I've been doing since January. I will put out more dashing videos for y'all. I hope you would enjoy it. More of my daily stuff, what I do during the day. You know, more videos like this, doctor's appointments, issues, what it's like surviving certain things like breast cancer and being mental institutionalized 30 years ago. That's a whole long video that's going to be kind of painful to hear, but that's life. You know, we go through things in life and we survive and we overcome and we thrive, and that's what I'm here to talk about, you know, as a 52-year-old woman. And I'm grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful. I have more gratitude every day than I ever did. I wake up happy too, you know, and I've survived my dad passing away. I'll make more video of that. He passed away last year, and the anniversary of his death is on July 30th, so that's coming up. And I'll talk about that too, what it's like losing a parent at this age, which is quite normal. A lot of people lose their parents, you know, of natural causes in their 50s and 60s. And I was kind of hoping to have my dad another 10 years, but I'll tell you a short story about that in another video. Anyway, so ladies, get your mammograms, don't skip a year, because it really, that myth is not a myth, it's true. If you skip, you may have a tendency of getting the disease or getting the illness. And I don't wish breast cancer on anybody. If I could pray for the world to be rid of cancer, I will, and I'm going to do that right now for you all, because I am a spiritual person and I'm coming out of a cult, so you're going to hear me pray in a lot of videos. Lord, let's pray to end out this video. Lord, I come to you today, and I come to you and praying that the world is rid of cancer. That's it. You know, that cancer no longer exists in the world, and that we find a treatment for cancer that cures cancer, all kinds of cancer, including breast cancer. And I pray for my female watchers that they get pushed to get a mammogram and they get healthy every day, and they look after their health. And men too, because breast cancer can come to men too. It's very rare, but it happens. And you know, I'm gender neutral when it comes to my viewers. You know, anybody. I pray that you all get your mammograms, feel your boobies, make sure that you stay healthy, and let's all pray that someday there's a cure for cancer, and that someday, sooner than later, that there's no cancer. Cancer doesn't exist in this world. In Jesus' name, thank you, Father. Amen. Love you guys. See you in my next video. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.